The situation at this moment remains very tense. The nation is grieving. It is hard to come to terms after this dastardly, senseless attack in which 27 innocent, unarmed civilians who had gone to Pahalgam as tourists were gunned down by these terrorists who had come from across the border. There are several people who have sustained serious injuries, and this is one of the deadliest terror attacks that has taken place in Kashmir in recent memory. In the latest, sources say that local terrorist Asif Fauji of Tral was with the foreign terrorists at the time of the attack. However, an official confirmation is still awaited. An old photograph of the suspected terrorists behind the terror attack is doing the rounds. The three terrorists have been identified as Sulaiman Shah, Abu Talha, and their roles are being looked into at this moment by the security forces, who say that one amongst these four happens to be Junaid. He's a terrorist from India who was killed in Sonmarg encounter. Security agencies have also released the sketches of three terrorists who were involved in this attack. A massive search operation is underway in Pahalgam to try and hunt down the terrorists who opened indiscriminate fire on the tourists in what can only be described as a massacre. The probe is underway by the National Investigation Agency. Sources say that two of the terrorists who were involved in the attacks have been identified as Asif Sheikh and Adil Ghori. Now, Adil Ghori is a Lashkar commander who reportedly had went back to Pakistan in 2018 and had again managed to recently infiltrate into the Indian territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, the attackers are believed to be members of this front called the Resistance Front, which is an offshoot of the banned terror group, the Lashkar-e-Taiba, and they opened fire, indiscriminate fire, on unsuspecting tourists who had gone to Pahalgam at the Baisaran meadow to visit this very beautiful place on earth, which is now turned into their grave. Union Home Minister Amit Shah visited the terror attack site in the Baisaran Valley. Amit Shah arrived at the terror site by a helicopter descending onto the meadow. The security in the region has been heightened as army personnel arrived at the meadow in Pahalgam. The earlier Amit Shah had paid tributes to those who were killed in this dastardly attack in Pahalgam, and he visited the police control room in Srinagar to pay tributes and also to meet with the family members of the victims after bodies of about 25 people were brought to Srinagar from Pahalgam. Now, the bodies are being taken via flights to respective states of the victims. In Delhi, the Indian Prime Minister is expected to hold a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Security this evening to review the situation in Jammu and Kashmir after he returned to India, cutting short his two-day state visit to Saudi Arabia. And upon his arrival, the Indian Prime Minister was briefed by the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval on the Pahalgam attack. The External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar was also present in the meeting, along with the NSA.
हम आ रहे हैं, आप टेंशन कोई बात नहीं, हम हैं हम आ रहे हैं, आप टेंशन मत लो मैडम, हम आ रहे हैं। मेरी खुदाया, कहाँ पे आपका बेटा, कहाँ पे है? कोई बात नहीं, हम इनके साथ हैं। ये प्रेसिडेंट है ना, वही साहब, ये यूनियन का प्रेसिडेंट है, ये साथ नहीं, आपको कोई टेंशन नहीं मैडम, आप कोई टेंशन मत लें, हम साथ में हैं। अरे मैडम,
These are some of the heart-rending images in the immediate aftermath of this dastardly attack, where people were so traumatized after the scenes that they witnessed.
नहीं आप टेंशन मत लो। अब बेटा आप यहाँ पे रहो, हम साथ में। मैडम ये जो वहीद साहब है प्रेसिडेंट, आप टेंशन मत लो।
मेरे बेटे का बच्चा लो।
हम बचा देगा, कोई बात नहीं। भाई दब से मन युवा डिजाइन किया है। ठीक है हम बचा देंगे ना, आप टेंशन मत लो। मैं आ रहा हूँ। मैं कहाँ पे आपका ये हस्बैंड?
Is the worst terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir in recent years. A group of terrorists dressed in fatigues opened fire on the tourists in Pahalgam's Baisaran meadow at about 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday, in which 27 innocent tourists were killed. The gunshots were heard, with witnesses saying that the terrorists walked out of the woods and then started firing indiscriminately. The visuals from the site of the attack showed bodies lying motionless on the ground and women pleading for help because they simply had no idea if there were more attackers out in the woods or if the attack was over. Military choppers were pressed into service for the evacuation of those injured in the attack, as the area is only accessible on foot or via horseback. Security forces cordoned off the area soon after the attack and an anti-terror operation was launched. In the Kashmir Valley, several organizations declared a complete shutdown to protest the killing of the tourists. Now, most of the shops, fuel stations and other business establishments were all shut in Srinagar. The schools also remained shut.
Stop innocent killing us. Stop innocent killing us. Stop justice. Why what? 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 Stop innocent killing us. Stop innocent killing us.
The several parts of the Jammu region also observed a complete shutdown to protest against the terror attack in Pahalgam. Besides the Jammu city, shutdown was observed in places such as Riyasi, Udhampur, Katra, Kathua and Samba as well. The Delhi is on high alert as well. These are images of the local street vendors and the common people of Kashmir who've come out in protest against this dastardly attack that took place on the tourists. Because remember, tourism is a lifeline for the people of Kashmir. And in the aftermath of the terror attack that took place in Pahalgam, the Indian capital New Delhi is also on alert. The Delhi police has been instructed to keep a close watch on tourist places and other important places. Security has been heightened at religious sites in Uttar Pradesh as well. So at this moment, there are search and cordon operations that are ongoing. The security forces are trying to locate these attackers. It is according to the security agencies, it is being said that there were a total of 5 gunmen who opened indiscriminate fire. They came out of the woods. Remember, this is a tourist area. Pahalgam is one of the most visited places in the Kashmir Valley. It is one of the most beautiful regions within Kashmir. And there were thousands of people there at the time when these attackers came out of the woods, opened indiscriminate fire on the people, and then again melted away into the woods. So at this moment, the security agencies are combing through the area, and photographs of these perpetrated attackers have been put out. It is only a matter of time before each one of these perpetrators is hunted down. And these images that you're seeing now on your screens, in the helicopter is the Home Minister Amit Shah, who landed in the very space. This is where the terror attack took place, where people were enjoying a beautiful, beautiful afternoon, when mayhem struck in the form of these terrorists who gunned down 27 innocent people from different parts of India. Remember, there was normalcy that was there in the Kashmir Valley. The Kashmiris depend upon the tourists who in fact visit Kashmir to see as to how beautiful this place is. It is indeed heaven on earth, except for the fact that it is struck with violent incidents such as this dastardly terror attack that has now put life completely out of gear. This is a moment where the nation is grieving. It is an attack so horrific, it is an attack so shocking and so blood-curdling that it is difficult to come to terms with what has happened in the Kashmir Valley. These are innocent civilians. These are tourists who were in Pahalgam just to look at how beautiful things were, to bring back memories, to bring back photographs, and many of them are now bringing back their dead relatives back home.
ठीक है हम बचा देंगे ना, आप टेंशन मत लो, मैं आ रहा हूँ। मैं कहाँ पे आपका ये हस्बैंड? क्या हुआ इसको, क्या हुआ?